Welcome to this tutorial on how to override environment variables for local development in a Next.js project. Let's begin by creating an env.local file at the root of your project. This file is where we'll define our local environment variables. For example, by setting the API_URL variable to our local API endpoint, we're specifying where our application should send API requests during local development, rather than using the production API URL. Next, we'll configure Next.js to use our environment variables from the env.local file. Open or create a next.config.js file in the root of your project, then export an object with an env property. Inside the env object, we map the API_URL to process env API_URL. What this does is tell Next.js to make the API_URL variable available to our app, wherever we use the process env API_URL expression. By doing this, we make sure our app will use the local variable when running locally, and the production variable when it's deployed. Finally, let's see how we can access this environment variable within our application code. Anywhere in your Next.js project, you can now reference process env API_URL, which will contain the value we specified in our env.local file. Here we're simply logging the API_URL to the console to demonstrate its usage. You will observe that if you log this while running your app locally, it will output the local API endpoint. And there you have it. You've successfully overridden your production API URL for local development.